It's Chelsa Messenger with Picks and Parlays. We're talking hockey, playoff hockey, that is. If you like our content, we'd really appreciate it if you give us a like, share our stuff, and if you want a notification every time we post a new video, hit the bell. Islanders and Lightning. Tampa Bay favored in this one, -175. The total is 5. This is game 5 of the series. Bolts with a 3-1 series lead, and they have been favored in every single game this series. Scott Rickenbach, our local hockey expert, is here to weigh in on this one. Scott, what jumps off the page when you look at this matchup?
Well, like you said, Tampa Bay, very strong team and have been favored in every game in this series. I think this is going to be a very competitive game 5. We've seen some tight games in this series, and what I wanted to mention first off is just that I'm looking at the total here. This total is 5 goals. I'd love to have a 5.5 in terms of playing the under, but one thing to keep in mind with hockey betting and hockey totals is because there's lower numbers you're dealing with. Like in this case, the over 5 is very high price. The under 5, that means comes back at a good plus money return. And that's what I'm looking at in this matchup because the Islanders, they're down 3-1 in this series. They've only scored 4 goals, a total of 4 goals in those 3 losses. You look at their postseason wins, though. Let's say, what if they win this game and get the upset win here in Game 5? Well, they've won 12 games in the bubble in the postseason. They've only allowed 15 goals total in those 12 games. So whether the Islanders win or lose, I'm looking at a lower scoring game here in this matchup. And what I wanted to mention too is that in elimination games, Tampa Bay has gone to overtime each time to advance to the next round. In this case, they're trying to punch their ticket to the Stanley Cup Finals. And the reason I mention that is I'm not saying this game's necessarily going to go to overtime, but I am saying it's likely to be a tighter game. That's been the way their other elimination games have played out. And if we're looking at a tight game involving the Islanders, we're probably talking about defense and we're talking about goaltending. And speaking of goaltending, the Lightning goaltender, he is fantastic. Vasilevsky, he's a big reason. Vasilevsky's a big reason that the Tampa Bay Lightning are favorites now to win the Stanley Cup this year. He's been red hot. He's got a .930 save percentage in the postseason. He's allowed 2 goals or less in 6 of his last 7 starts. And overall, Tampa Bay in this postseason is pretty amazing. 15 out of 17 games, they've allowed 3 or less goals. Again, Vasilevsky, fantastic. And when you look overall at their game totals in this postseason, 12 of the 17 games have totaled 5 or less. So again, would I like to have a 5.5 here? Yes, but we get good value going under 5 at plus money. And I know how the Islanders want to play here. They want to limit Tampa Bay's chances. Trotz is a very good coach for New York. He's going to, I believe, going to keep this to a tight, low-scoring game that honestly the side could go either way, in my opinion. I think the best value here could be with this total to stay under the number.
All right, that's going to wrap it up for our hockey talk here on Picks and Parlays. Always great stuff from Scott Rickenbach. Scott, thanks for joining us.